Hey guys, I'm back again to do another set of videos and got 3 solo titles that any of you can actually take, and I'm gonna put these characters forward. The first one is Ted Sallis, also known as Man-Thing, the guardian of the Nexus of Realities. Or the Nexus of all realities, sorry. Man-Thing's a very interesting character. A lot of people say that he's a ripoff of Swamp Thing, but really, unlike Alec Holland, Ted Sallis' Man-Thing has no real human intelligence. His intellect has been described as being that of a child, and he bases his feelings between friend or foe and whatnot based more on emotion. His empathy is so sensitive that any negative emotion like depression, sadness, anger, hate, basically allows him to use a sulfuric acid touch. But he can pretty much sense emotions. Even fear makes him lash out. And he doesn't leave his swamp area, but the only time that he really does is when he senses really strong emotions that psychically harm him. So he goes to find whatever the source is and basically take it out. And as I stated, he is the guardian of the nexus of all realities. He is basically the nexus of all realities, guys. Is basically it's basically the center point, the focal point of every single dimension that exists in the Marvel universe. So the Dark Force dimension, any say like dimensions that may lead to possibly the multiverse of the Marvel universe. Yeah, Man-Thing's the guardian of that. So if you guys want to write Ted, he's not a very hard character. If you know who Swamp Thing is, pretty much they're kind of the same character, but with vast differences. If you don't know who this character is, guys, by all means do research. He's actually a pretty cool character, pretty powerhouse character. A character that is more of a lone wolf character because, like I said, he is the guardian of the nexus of all realities. So, if you choose to do this character, it is going to be strictly a solo title. You can't put him on a team. You can maybe have him, and he is based in the Florida Everglades, so, I mean, there's at least a couple of things that you guys can probably do with this character, but I figured that I would actually put this character out there, and I asked Chris to make sure that nobody was using him at the moment, so, moving on, guys, though, to the next solo title. Next character. And you're asking, well, okay, Foolkiller, who the hell is this, Steve? Foolkiller is actually a character that originally started out as basically a paraplegic character. His name, I believe, the character's first name was Ross. I know that much. And the character basically believed that he wanted to get rid of all the immoral fools and sinners of the world. Now this character is not a hero or anti-hero, nor is he a bad guy. He's a very new, and not just him, but every other person that has taken the name Foolkiller, they're very much neutral characters, guys. So if you take these characters, basically, look at it this way. Take Frank Castle, the Punisher, and mix it with a little bit of John Paul Valley's Azrael from the Batman Nightfall storyline. That's the tempo for how you should do this character. It's a character that believes that anybody that is immoral or sinful should basically be executed. And the character has interacted with the Punisher. This character has basically been both an ally and foe, as far as what I've read at least, to the Punisher. So this is very much a vigilante character that you would be writing, guys, if one of you chooses to take this character. But the interesting thing is there's 2 other versions, but the version that I'm going to put forward for you guys is actually a female version of Foolkiller. Let me repeat that, a female version. All the characters thus far have been male. I thought, well, you know what? I want to break up the monotony and actually make this Foolkiller for the site actually be a female. And I mean, you can put the other versions that are technically still alive. But basically, in a nutshell, guys, this is another character, and I thought that'd be an interesting character. I figured I'd challenge you guys with a character that has a very, very strong, strict moral ground. But also keep in mind, guys, when you write this character, it doesn't matter whether the person is good or evil. The character's not a hero, not an anti-hero, nor a supervillain. The character is just a strict vigilante. Nothing more, nothing less. So when you write it, write on that moral boundary between, right and wrong and whatnot, what have you. So do some research if you want to really get a big depth of who this character really is or what the character or characters are about. But I'm going to move on, guys, to the very last character. And this was one that actually blew Chris away, which is the Spirit of 76. Now, unfortunately, the original actually died way, way long ago. The character actually died stopping the assassination attempt of John F. Kennedy in the Marvel Universe, and was the second person to be called Captain America after Steve Rogers had allegedly been killed in the incident in World War II that, basically left him to being cryogenically frozen and discovered by the Avengers and whatnot. And this character actually idolized Steve Rogers, growing up, though, like I said, the other character is dead. Now, the version of the Spirit of 76 that I want to put out here for you guys, and this is, completely original character, but this character, I told Chris, I said, I want this character to be an escaped mental patient. I want it to be a mental patient that believes itself to actually be this Uncle Sam-esque, patriotic, person, this crime fighter. Basically believing himself to, in a sense, basically be the real Captain America. And I'm not saying make the character anti-heroic. No, the character's going to fight crime on a very moral basis. But, that's just a template that I can give you guys. So the character will be a little bit of a nutso to be an escaped mental patient, but it'll be a mental patient that has a good conscience, will go out and fight crime and, dress up exactly like you see here with the original here, because this is a picture, guys, of the original Spirit of 76. This is what the original character looked like. And so this original character, whoever wants to decide to take this character and, flesh out his solo title, this is the costume that I want you to use, or at least a variation of it. So, yeah, guys, that's actually it. This is all three of the solo characters, individual solo characters that I thought would be kind of interesting for people to take up and really use. So, yeah, you got Man-Thing, you got Foolkiller, and now you got a brand new and escaped mental patient version of the Spirit of 76. Pretty good mix-up, pretty good toss-up. So whoever wants any of these three solo characters, by all means, let me or Chris know. And I got one last video for you guys. One last one. And it's going to be a team video. So I've done a duo, I've done some solo titles for you guys. Now I'm going to give you guys a team. So see you on the next vid.